All right, now to Natalie's revealing conversation with the driving forces behind the new movie American Sniper, Clint Eastwood and Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, at 84 years old, this is Clint Eastwood's 34th time in the director's chair, if you can believe that. And for Bradley Cooper, American Sniper could be a defining role.
You got some sort of savior complex?
I just want to get the bad guys, but if I can't see him, I can't shoot him.
4 tours in Iraq and 162 confirmed kills made Chris Kyle a legend among Navy SEALs. Ultimately, he walked away from combat for his family, only to be tragically killed by a gunman on American soil.
This is such an incredibly personal story to tell. What brought you both into this? And Bradley, I know you had spoken to Chris Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough to be a part of it at the beginning. The story that we always saw as a great character study about this guy who just had this innate knack of killing, of shooting. How do you deal with that as a talent of sorts, and what that did to his home life? And then Chris Kyle, oddly enough, said that the perfect person to direct the movie would be Clint Eastwood.
What was it that appealed to you as a director, somebody who wanted to bring this story to life?
The fact that it wasn't just a war movie. It was the kind of story that I like telling, where you have other aspects to the character rather than just being a warrior going out there and shooting up a storm. It was mostly about the dilemma of leaving family, and then where do you go from here?
The story is, Bradley, that although Clint came in, you still weren't sold on whether or not you could play Chris Kyle. And it actually took Clint, I think, to help you figure it out.
He helps me figure everything out.
Yeah.
Just shut up and get in there. Just get in there, do the job, and don't think too much, because you've ruined it by thinking. And I start giving him all that stuff. But in reality, he's doing a lot of thought, and we had a lot of discussions on it.
But I remember when I was interviewing you for Jersey Boys, and I asked, how's Bradley doing? Because you had just come back from shooting American Sniper. You said, he's phenomenal. He is Chris Kyle. And you immediately...
Well, I was just trying to get close to you, and I just said anything.
No, but the
See how he works?
I do, yeah.
Did you struggle with what to include, though? Because there are a lot of very graphic, very violent scenes. And, of course, you can't sugarcoat war.
Not really. A lot of different things went through my head, but after a while, you just embrace the story, and you don't look back. You just don't let doubt come into your mind. You just figure
And he's being very
you can
humble.
do it.
I mean, the war stuff, I think, is some of the strongest stuff in the movie. I mean, there's a reality to it, the grittiness that you don't see, and you really get to see what they did. You know, they cleared houses. That's what they were doing.
Can you give me any stories, some dirt on Clint as a director?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we won't.
Zip it.
Well, you know, I mean, the thing about him, I think that probably people don't realize, but maybe unless if you see the way he is right now, he's a jazz musician. There's a flow, it's all music, and that's what the set's like. And you have to be open, and that includes him, you know. He's always right there, you know. For example, that scene when I'm shooting, you know, when I can't shoot the kid.
Yeah.
He was literally right next to me, you know, there talking me through it.
It is such a phenomenal film and so gripping. Unfortunately, shut out from the Golden Globes. Do you see that at all as maybe Hollywood and the foreign press maybe not having an appetite for the wars in Iraq or Afghanistan? Clint?
I don't know what they have an appetite for, but they're usually sort of casting the red carpet, though I don't know why they wouldn't want him on the red carpet. Myself, I can understand. But I don't really know where they're coming from. And
So the awards don't matter even?
well, we're not making a picture for awards.
If something like that helps the movie get out there, that's a great thing. But you know, we just hope we're very proud of the film.
Bradley, do you think about directing at all now that you've worked with your Uber legend here?
You know, I always think about directing. I think that's sort of what I love more than anything, is being in the trenches with a director and help them any way I can to tell their story. Yeah, I hope one day to have the opportunity.
So he's inspired you?
Oh, God, yeah. Well, way before I met him, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I hang out with him, he'll show me what to do. It works out pretty good.
They make a really great team. They worked closely as well with Taya Kyle, Chris Kyle's widow, to make sure that the movie is an accurate representation of his life. And it really is a movie about honoring the legacy of all of our troops, not just about Chris Kyle, but it tells the story how difficult it is to come back from war and to face the transition at home. It's very
it's
powerful.
A very intense story.
Really
we
intense.
were playing it in my house yesterday
Yeah.
for some members of the family, and some of them kept leaving the room at
Yeah,
certain points.
it's hard to watch, but it's important.
It's
It
raw
is
and it's
important.
real. It's raw and real.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
And it opens, by the way, Christmas Day and everywhere on January 16th.